Hello everyone, welcome to Vision's Anatomy. Today we are going to learn about the applied clinical and surgical anatomy of mandible. The part 1, part 2 and part 3 of mandible, the links are given in the description box below. Impaction. So impaction is a condition where the tooth is prevented from growing up out of gums. Sometimes the tooth erupts partially, causing inflammation in the gums as well as pain, and also it causes difficulty in opening of mouth. Due to the improper space or because of the lack of space, the tooth gets stuck against the other teeth, and it also causes problem to the neighboring teeth. And this condition is very common in the third molars, especially both in mandible as well as in maxilla. This tooth is also commonly called as wisdom tooth. So if this kind of condition happens, so if it is not completely or partially erupted and causing problem with the neighboring tooth, the teeth has to be extracted. The age of eruption varies between late teens and early 20s. Extraction of tooth is a procedure done by the dentist. It is the removal of tooth. The healthy tooth is not needed to be removed, but in some conditions, like especially in traumatic conditions like accidents or a fall or a blow to a face, this may cause the loosening of tooth or the fracture of tooth. In this condition, the tooth has to be removed. In overcrowding cases or in impaction also, the tooth has to be removed. In the periodontal diseases, because of the periodontal infection that causes the loosening of tooth. So in this condition also, the tooth has to be extracted. And by the bacterial infection of the tooth, a very severe tooth decay and pain that resulted. In this condition also, the tooth has to be extracted. The relationship between the lingual nerve and the wisdom tooth, especially the mandibular wisdom tooth, the mandibular third molar, because already we have learned the lingual nerve is closely related to the medial aspect of mandibular third molar. And here this lingual nerve crosses superficial to the mandible and it is covered only by the mucosa. During the removal of third molar, either in the impacted condition or in any other condition, care should be taken not to damage the lingual nerve. If at all the lingual nerve is damaged, it may result in numbing of tongue, either the loss of taste or it may cause the altered taste and it may cause tingling sensation in tongue. Nerve block. Mainly the lower jaw and the teeth is supplied by the inferior alveolar nerve. So the following landmarks are very important to give the inferior alveolar nerve block. The lingula, it is a tongue-like projection near the mandibular foramen and posterior border of ramus of the mandible, and the coronoid notch is the deep border of the anterior border of ramus of mandible, and the coronoid process and sigmoid notch is the superior border between the condylar process and the coronoid process. And we should know about the condylar process as well as the neck of the mandible. So these areas are very important to give the inferior alveolar nerve block. The landmark for the mental nerve block. Mainly the mental foramen in the adult, it is seen just below the first premolar tooth. So the injection or the needle position should be parallel to the long axis of premolar, and care should be taken not to pierce into the mental foramen. Whereas this mental foramen, it is placed near the lower border and below the deciduous molar sockets in the infants. And in the old age people, this mental foramen is placed near the upper border of the mandible. So the age changes happens in this mental foramen. So during mental nerve block, the age should be considered. This location. Here the mandible is the only movable bone with the skull, and this is the bone which forms a joint, that is the temporomandibular joint. Here the head of the mandible, it articulates with the mandibular fossa of temporal bone superiorly. So either during the over opening of mouth, especially during yawning or in the intubation condition or endoscopic procedure, even in the dental procedures also, this may leads to the dislocation of mandible. So dislocation is nothing but the head of the mandible is slipped out of the mandibular fossa anteriorly. In this condition, the manual closure of mandible is not done because this head of the mandible is hindered by this articular eminence. So the patient cannot move the mandible or the patient cannot close the mouth. So this condition is called as the dislocation of mandible. It may also happen in facial trauma or the impact force that is given in the joint. So this type of dislocation can be reduced. Reduced means can be treated and made back to its normal position. So the hands should be placed below the base of the mandible and the mandible has to be tightly held, and we have to pull the mandible downwards in order to unlock the joint, and it has to be moved backwards and upwards in order to bring the head of the mandible into its normal position. All the bones are prone to get fractured. Here the mandible also get fractured. Fracture in the sense it is the breakthrough of the bone. So the mandibular fractures causes the decreased ability to open the mouth. Sometimes the teeth may also be involved in the fracture and the teeth will not be aligned properly. It may also along with the bleeding of gums. So the mandibular fractures happens in the traumatic conditions like accidents or sometimes the fall onto the chin or the hit from the sides also causes the mandibular fractures. The most common area in mandibular fracture is the condyle and body of mandible. The mandibular fractures are classified by the area which they are involved. So the area involving alveolar process or the condylar process, coronoid process, the ramus of the mandible, angle of mandible, the body of mandible, and the area parasymphysis. It is nothing but the area parallel to the symphysis. And last is the symphysis area. And the type of fracture, first is the green stick. Green stick is nothing but the hairline fracture or incomplete fracture. And simple fracture is the complete breakthrough of the bone. And comminuted is if the fracture causes the bones to shatter into fragments, that is called as comminuted. And in compound fracture, it is a complex type of fracture where the fracture communicates with the external environment. This picture shows the frequency of mandibular fractures by location. The most commonest area that gets fractured is the neck of the mandible along with the condylar process. And next to it is the body of the mandible, and next is the angle of the mandible. And about 15% is involved in the parasymphysial as well as the symphysial area. And the least area is the coronoid process and ramus of mandible. Some factors affects the treatment in the mandibular fracture. If the fracture occurs in the teeth-bearing portion of the mandible, it may be with the presence of teeth or with the absence of teeth that affects the treatment. Because first, the teeth or the alveolar part has to be wired and then aligned, and then the treatment can be done. And the displacement, it is in the comminuted fracture if the fragments are separated. So the degree of separation also plays a very important role. And the age of fracture is the time taken after the fracture has happened. The delayed treatment that leads to the high non-union as well as the infection rate higher. If you find this video useful, share it with your friends and subscribe the channel to get the upcoming videos. If you have any doubts and clarifications, you can tell in the comment box. And personal online anatomy classes and coaching are undertaken. The students, those who are interested, can contact in the email ID given below. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye-bye.